my bottles and my black book. I don't want to, but for Shekinah, I know I have to. It is maybe a small step for humankind, but
feel when she
The maddest thing about the situation is that it took for Sarper to accidentally put his hands onto, or to accidentally rip out a piece of her hair, for him to finally get to a decision or to a point where he was like, damn, I really messed up and I really don't want to lose her. So now I'm going to get rid of the things that she really told me to get rid of. Photos, books, you name it, whatever. It's interesting, isn't it? How sometimes in life, we are only motivated to do things that I guess is technically the right thing only when we are under fire, rather than doing it when we are just asked respectfully to get rid of X, Y, Z. That just tells you how much that person may just value you, if you dig what I'm saying. But with that being said, let's continue, because now we're going to get into this couples therapy session, which I found very, very interesting.
when she didn't want to buy any of the vanity. The immediate emotion was anger, but can you think of the meaning behind?
appointment. Why she doesn't accept it? I never do such a thing to anyone when she refuses me. She's so strong character, but to me submissive. And when I see her strong to me, I have a fear.
So here's the thing. You know, Shekinah's response was, so basically you don't like, you don't like that I'm a strong person. And this is where it's misunderstood. I know exactly what he's saying. Here's the thing. He's not used to, one, being in a relationship. Two, he's not used to having feelings. Okay. And three, he's not used to knowing how to navigate them. And because of these things, this is why he has a lot of fear behind him losing her. He fears that if he's unable to satisfy her in ways that he knows how to, or at least ways he thinks he can satisfy her, she's going to run off and leave him. And the thing is, because he cares about her and he obviously loves her, he panics. He panics when he thinks he's got things wrong. And then his panic turns into fear, and then his fear turns into anger, and then his anger then comes out, which obviously is not a healthy combination in any way, shape, or form. But it's kind of sad though, because obviously he has these obviously expressing that her response is, oh, so basically that's not good. It's not good that you don't like the fact I'm strong. It has nothing to do with you being strong, you know, and it's nothing to do with her being submissive or not being submissive. It's all to do with him. This whole thing is a him issue. He's trying to navigate how he feels because he's never been in this position in his life. And this is the point where he needs her to hear him. So therefore, they can then work as a team moving forward on how they can navigate this situation they've got going on with him and not knowing how to navigate his feelings. That's what it is. Simple as that. And to be fair, the fact that the therapist didn't even point that out, yeah.
Not loving me that much, I get mad at her. I don't know why.
It's not good that you have a problem with that.
It's not a problem. Maybe that's why it becomes so bigger.
Boom. He doesn't have a problem. Yeah, she's trying to say, well, that's a problem. No. He doesn't have a problem with. He has a problem with not understanding himself, and this is something that a lot of men go through. In fact, well, so do women too. But I'll probably argue and say that men go through it more. Are struggling to understand why they're feeling the way they're feeling, struggling to understand why this is happening. But then again, at the same time, this is something that is more prone to happen to people that have never been in a relationship before, or people that have never been in a serious relationship before, or people who have never been in a relationship that actually involves any type of real affection. And he's never been in that, ever. I mean, it's kind of sad, isn't it? A man of 40 plus years of age, and he hasn't had that experience. But at the same time, despite what we know about him, there's a lot of people in this, or men and women, who haven't been through this experience, to be fair, due to whatever unfortunate circumstances of their life. But this is why we live, and we continue living to learn. And yeah, nonetheless, though, let's continue.
Being sad or crying or frustrated or disappointed makes him angry. I would like for him to be comforting me in those times, but it always becomes worse.
Seeing her upset. I wish to make her happy all the time and see her happy. But
you see, this is the problem that he then has. He doesn't know how to comfort her. He doesn't even process that he needs to comfort her. All he processes is, I'm confused. What is going on? Huh? You know? And to be fair, this has nothing to do, well, no, let me not say that. I was going to say it has nothing to do with emotional intelligence. No, it does. It definitely has a part to play in it, do you know what I mean? But to be honest with you, this is just a lack of experience. You know, you can't really have emotional intelligence if you lack experience. If you lack experience in certain areas in life, and he lacks experience in this part of his life. You know, he lacks that experience of knowing how to cater to a woman and knowing how to be there for a woman, because he's never had to have that responsibility. His whole life has always been have a woman, move on to the next one. Have a woman, move on to the next one. And it also tells me that maybe in his household, in his family's household, maybe his dad didn't role model how to actually cater to a woman either. There's a good chance that when he's obviously watched his mom and dad in their relationship, he's probably seen his dad being quite submissive to his mom's needs and whatnot. And therefore, he's basically inherited the same thing as well. So there is also the impact of what he was exposed to as a child. And I can only imagine that in his culture, potentially, because obviously he's in Turkey, potentially he did come from a household where, you know, where maybe everything was just about dad, and dad wasn't really there to really, you know, be emotionally available for his mother. There is that potential thing due to potential what culture he may come from. Yeah. There's always a chain of events. Yes, generational behavior, X, Y, Z. Yep, things that we role model in front of us.
Else. Fear of losing her makes me crazy. Fear of that she doesn't love me enough makes me crazy.
Well, you have the ability to make me happy, and yet you choose to make me very sad way too often.
I mean, listen, I promise you now, this is not a matter where he chooses to even make you sad. It's not even a matter of that whatsoever, you know? So it's just a matter of he just doesn't freaking know what the hell he's doing sometimes. It's crazy because sometimes you can look at this and say, I think the good thing about their relationship, that the good thing that Shekinah has here is that she doesn't have to worry about the fact that he's being manipulative. Don't get me wrong, obviously there's tendencies behind obviously behavior that can be manipulative. I'm not saying it's not part of it, but what I'm saying is that he's not manually being manipulative. You know what I mean? It's not like he's trying to suck. It's not like he's trying to bring her down or he's trying to suck her up or whatever. This is just a case of where this man is just lost in the sauce. He just doesn't know how to navigate himself. You know, and the moment he's able to figure out, you know, obviously how he's feeling, the better. But this is why, you know, he probably needs a therapist for just himself. A couples therapist, he can still work to help them obviously within their relationship, you know, but he definitely needs that one-to-one direction so he can have someone help him find out why he is behaving the way he's feeling. But of course, how he's feeling isn't just due to the fact that these feelings are new to him. How he's feeling is also going to be linked to some type of trauma too, you know what I mean, that he's probably forgotten about. We all forget about certain types of traumas, do you know what I mean? And we need something or someone to come in and kind of help us with that. And I can only hope that him going to a therapist one-on-one can help him, but yeah, some therapists aren't that great. So yeah, that can also be that could also potentially even help. Sometimes what you need is just have the right people around you, people who know their stuff, and then for them to just advise you, and then boom bam, hopefully the light bulb clicks on, and then you know how to moving forward. But yeah, even that can be a struggle sometimes in this day and age. But nonetheless, let me know your thoughts so we can talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.